da ponta.
Tá aí, THEOsalomao, o nome dele, kart 51.
O time bravado tá em festa. 15 posições escaladas.
Subiu o Monte Everest.
Vem pra receber quadriculada. Lá, não foi da vida.
THEOsalomao vence de forma brilhante.
Príncipe da peça, destaque do jogo, tipo vampícia de baque. Ouço falar é que o esforço vence o talento. Gosto desse argumento.
Bom dia, bom dia, bom dia, bom dia com o vovô, Anassis. E aí? Terceira classificatória hoje, a final. Qual a expectativa? Tá com vontade de correr? Fala.
Muita vontade.
Vamos pra cima então? E aí, cabeça? Comendo esse bananão aí. Ó o vô, parecendo que tá com a cenoura na cabeça.
A gente não tem café da manhã, tá racionado a alimentação, então tem só uma banana para até a hora do almoço. Eu e o Charlinho já dividimos aqui a banana, então vamos para cima.
Tenha boa sorte hoje. O Brasil tá com você, hein?
No, lo que pienso, voy con miedo. No, piensas, voy. Pienso. Así es.
Sprint Junior final time is upon us. We've witnessed in karting Sprint Mini, Portugal taking the win. In this one here, the front row is dominated by Iskender Sulfakari from Turkey and Bosco Arias of Spain. But the Sprint Junior final, 18 laps, 26-kilometer race distance, the longest race these juniors will have done this weekend, is upon them. The tension now, Andrew, is starting to build. But let's take a closer look at the category itself. Sprint Junior drivers aged 12 to 14 years of age, 36 entries into the weekend, meaning 36 different nationalities into the weekend from all over the world, all claiming the chance of winning that gold, silver and bronze. The power unit, 125cc, outputting around 35 brake horsepower. Minimum weight, 140 kilos, being powered by that OKN-J engine, exactly the same as the senior engine, just restricted for the drivers in the junior category. Tyres that they've been using this weekend as well have been mainly the Mojo D2 tyres. They've not needed to use the Mojo W5. It's all holding off for the time being. We had reports all the way throughout it that there could be drama in the skies, but so far everything is looking good right now ahead of this junior final.
We're going to head in front of Iron then to the number 54, who is, of course, Brazil. How are you feeling ahead of this race?
Feeling really good, and with a big pressure with me because I'm representing Brazil, and yeah, I'll go to the point.
And Theo, we've not caught up this week yet. Can you tell me a little bit about your racing experience? What's your career been like up until this point?
My week has been really good. I never have run on this track. I made a look good heats, qualify. And yeah, we are studying P4 in the final, and it's really good results.
Definitely, that's a result in itself, just to be starting on the second row. So would you say actually you're going to go home and be proud regardless of the result in this final?
Let's see.
Of Spain on row number 1, Mats van Rooyen of the Netherlands and Theosalomao of Brazil on row number 2. Jagrat Detroja of India and Ian Kraling of Germany go from row 2. They'll have George Edgar for the United Kingdom and Martin Menezes on row number 4 for Portugal. Clara Kowalczyk of Poland and Rusej Sawada will go from row number 5. That'll be Poland and Japan. Switzerland with Chiara Batig and Estonia of Theodor Tabal on row 6. Nicholas Karianis of Greece and Filippo Benito Ramos for the Dominican Republic on row 7. Bautista Pineta of Argentina, Martina Romlanova from Czechia on row 8. It's Riley Harrison and Rian Damadasa rounding out row 9 for Australia and Sri Lanka.
Second half of the grid, Mariano Axel Nilkom for the Philippines goes from row 10. It's joined by Denmark, Zacharias Ringström, trying to repeat a bronze medal performance at least from 2 years ago for Denmark. Jakub Gasparovic flies the flag for Slovakia once again, as he's done brilliantly this year in the FIA Karting Academy trophy. Starts on row 11 alongside Lithuania's Vanessa Shilkinator. Meita Kobakadze starts on row number 12. Is joined by Peru's Mariano Lopez, the defending gold medalists, Team Peru. Jack Moore for South Africa is on row 13, joined by Team USA's Devon Grabko. Alex Sharma of Trinidad and Tobago is on row 14. Costa Rica also on that one with Luis Cedeno. Row 15, Malta's Benji Westwood has had a tough weekend so far, but you never know what can happen in one of these finals. Eric Paulson of Sweden completes the top 30 of this grid. Vicente Garcia is on row 16 for Chile, is joined by Piero Balsasso of Mexico. It's Enea Pizzuto, Ori Goldberg, Michael Lederer and Lucas Pellizzari. Those are the 36 runners of the 2024 FIA Motorsport Games medal final in Sprint Junior.
I think we're going round again. It is a false start for the field. One more lap to get temperature into those tyres and get organised out there, but that is a very tense moment ahead of this one, as Team España looking like they're going to be the eye in the sky ahead of this one. And I'm sure watching Bosco Arias from the sky, and we'll see the Spaniards start this one on the front row of the grid. But this is a really tense moment now for the juniors. It all falls down to this. Weather is a question mark. There's clouds looming all over the place, but it's held off for now. The temperature has remained cold out there. It has only reached 15 degrees. That's better for the engines, but not for the track. The track is cold. The track is slippery. It was wet and horrible this morning. They have put rubber down on it, but it's not been much rubber because they only had 4 races earlier on.
And it's the same thing that we talked about earlier in the weekend, that this is a new circuit. This is not a circuit that's had a full international karting calendar of different races, continually laying rubber down across the course of the summer months here in Valencia. It's almost racing like a track at the start of a racing season in February, in March, and that's caught some of the drivers out here this weekend. We're heading towards the tram lines once again. It will be 18 laps here at the Aspar circuit to decide the gold, silver and bronze medals for Sprint Junior in these FIA Motorsport Games. We are green, we are racing. Great start for Zulfikari, not a good start at all for Arias. It means that Van Rooyen of the Netherlands is chaos in the second half of the field. Several drivers already off. Good start for Turkey, good start for the Netherlands, who have never had a karting sprint medal in the FIA Motorsport Games. Zulfikari leads, but Mats Van Rooyen, who's been continuing to improve across the course of the race meeting, Anthony, is very quick there in second place.
Certainly is, and it's been an absolutely phenomenal start still from the front runners here as they head through into the infield section. Out of the race is Vicente Garcia of Chile, going no further in this medals final. Chile's hopes are gone. But at the front here for Turkey and the Netherlands, at the front of 1-2, their hopes are still very much alive as they exit out of the final corner. It's Turkey from the Netherlands, India, United Kingdom, Germany and Spain as the UK sends it down the inside. George Edgar gets up into third place and is pushing forward.
Had a little chat to George Edgar before this race. He was quietly confident. What a start for the younger of the Edgar family, who've got a rich history in kart racing. Can they get a medal here? The United Kingdom have already had one at this circuit. They took the bronze in the karting endurance race less than 24 hours ago. Zulfikari looking to control this race, as he said to Nicole that he would look to do. He'd look to control the pace and manage it. It's a long race. These are drivers at the very front of the field who've all had long karting seasons. For Zulfikari and Van Rooyen, they've both raced in the FIA Karting OK Junior category across the course of this year in European and World Championships. Here goes Van Rooyen down the inside. for the Netherlands. The Netherlands take the lead.
Absolutely superb there through turn one. That brings the UK just that little bit closer. Remember, the UK have never won. Well, they have won. They've won sprint. Okay, so yes, they have got some. So they need to be careful here. They have won a medal, but have they won a gold? I don't think they have ever won a gold. No, they have. They've done one 2 years ago. So this could still be a second for them. But let's see what happens here. He's still there in third place, is George Edgar, but he's working hard. India there, though, in P4 as well with Jagrat DETRO. They are pushing forward very nicely here, but they are still there in P4. Keep an eye on Mats van Rooyen, though, in the lead. The Netherlands still controlling this one.
And keep an eye on Arjen Kraling as well for Germany in 5th place. Arjen Kraling is starting to get a bit of momentum up here. Edgar feels the need to defend a little bit. That opens the door for Kraling. There was a slight hesitation there from DETRO. That is all the opportunity that Arjen Kraling needs to step down the inside. This is danger now for Edgar, Zulfikari and Van Rooyen, because Kraling, the Works Kart Republic driver, very, very familiar with this chassis, is now on a roll. There is Bosco Arias as well, trying to fight back down the inside of Jagrat DETRO. Beautiful move by the Spaniard. That is Team Spain back up to 5th place, looking to add to their huge tally of medals as the host nation. We're on lap 4. We're still in the early stages of this one. Mats van Rooyen leads for the Netherlands. Iskender Zulfikari, 2nd place, silver medal at the moment for Turkey. That would be a brilliant result for Turkey. Oh, it's Van Rooyen a little bit wide out of the chicane. No, he gathered it back together very nicely. Top 3 have got to work together for me at this point, Anthony, because they cannot let, if they want to medal of any kind of colour, they cannot afford to let Arjen Kraling get involved in this top 3, because he is getting quicker and quicker. I criticised him a little bit yesterday. He was off colour. He wasn't quite where I expected him to be in the heats, but today, on Sunday, he has come alive.
And that's where it matters as well. He's there in P4. He is closing in. Iskender Zulfikari as well. You saw the graphics setting the fastest lap of the race. George Edgar, though, has not dropped off the back, and that means that Mats van Rooyen is not able to break away as well. But like you were saying, Kraling looking much stronger right now. He could be the big key in this one for that second group behind. If he can focus and bring that second group with him, we'll have a huge group of drivers all fighting for the gold, silver and bronze. But Kraling's going to go defensive, though, because Bosco Arias just looks to the inside there into the braking zone of turn number 1. That's opened it up just that little bit more, as now the top 3, they're starting to break away a little bit here now. Edgar is on the back foot, but looks so much faster through that second sector. And look how much quicker he's back on the rear bumper there now of Zulfikari, who's trying to hold on to second place here.
George Edgar playing a very smart game here, not trying to get through on Zulfikari, because I think the threat for these drivers at the front right now is if they start fighting, they'll throw themselves back into that pack with Kraling, Arias, Salomao, DETRO. Not just throw themselves into it, they'll disappear out the back of it. They've got to keep organised. I tell you what as well, Team Peru are giving this gold medal defence a really, really good go. Mariano Lopez is up 13 places so far in this race at the end of lap number 6. Don't count out Peru as here goes Zulfikari down the inside. George Edgar's going to step through as well. Van Rooyen just has to be patient there. Loses the lead. Out of Georgia, and Ryan Dharmadasa for Sri Lanka is out as well. That has happened out of turn number 18. We've seen that be a hotspot, Anthony, and it's claimed another 2 drivers.
It certainly has, and that is a huge shame. You could see how upset he was, but there is the change for the lead. The United Kingdom lead in Spain in the junior sprint final. George Edgar has done what the UK have needed to do in the sprint category. He has put it to the front, and now he's controlling this one as the marshals do a brilliant job of cleaning away the carts at turn 18. But Iskender Zulfikari is still there. You can see they've opened up the gap. There is a gap now between them and third place, but that train of third will still get the chance of closing in. We're only lap 8 of 18. There is a long way to go. Here's that accident. Oh, that's a huge shame. That is a huge shame. I don't think that's fully on Ryan Dharmadasa there. I think he may have been assisted into the back of the driver from Georgia, Kobayadze, unfortunately, but that is a huge shame for both of them, out of this final.
Yeah, for Kobayadze, there's nothing he could have done about that, and that was simply too many karts into one piece of real estate here at the Aspar circuit. These are big, big laps from George Edgar here. He's starting to drop Iskender Zulfikari, and you just wonder across the course of a competition like this, we haven't seen this pace at all from George Edgar so far this week. Has he just been saving something in reserve through time qualifying, through the heats, to put himself in the best possible position? He races through a very, very competitive national championship. He is not a driver who's been racing at the FIA European and World level in OK Junior this year, and like the drivers immediately behind him, but you wouldn't know it right now. Team UK lead, but here comes another kick. Once again from Van Rooyen, sticks it down the inside. Lovely move there. Netherlands back into silver medal position.
Now they need to be careful. Now they need to really be careful, because if they start fighting for second place, they will lose touch of Edgar. He will just break away. They don't want that. They want to keep him in the fight. But again, when you see those two different racing lights there, that's the mistake, and that could cost them. But here, Mats Van Rooyen, now it's split them up. Now it's 1-1-1. It's all a long train now, as we keep an eye on Mariano Lopez, who is still doing a brilliant job of closing through the field, is still there in 11th place, up 13 places for Peru. But eyes on this fight now. It's all a case of let it simmer down. Let's see who's going to close in those little gaps, as investigation flag going out to Rian Damadasa, who we just see, of course, with that incident with Georgia at turn 18. Big send down the inside. Through goes Bosco Arias of Spain and claims another position, getting past Troja from India.
So at this stage of the race, Anthony, what would you say? I'm feeling that there's almost a little bit of, well, not a stalemate, but, you know, everyone's knowing what their pace is relative to each other now. They're just ticking off the laps and going, okay, no one's going to pull away in this one. They're going to get reeled back in. The slipstream is powerful around this circuit. Keep yourself in play. Brazil aren't going to do that. Salomao steps down the inside of Kraling, gets up to 4th place, but particularly for the top 3, I think they just wanted to keep them as strong as possible as Kraling responds back down the inside. That's going to hold both Brazil and Germany up, but Brazil are now off on the road. Oh, well driven by Salomao to get back on circuit, but it's lost out. Klara Kowalczyk is through into 7th place, but I think for the top 3, they've just got to keep the powder dry right now for the next few laps. Leave it for a big, big push right at the end of this race. That's an interesting notification as well, Anthony. Investigation flag for Team Spain and Bosco Arias.
Yeah, indeed. Now, of course, if you were a watcher of the karting endurance race yesterday at the dying stages of their race, Spain ended up under investigation, and we all saw how that went well. But in this one, let's see what happens. This is closed in. Now, Edgar, Van Rooyen and Zulfikari, they're at a stalemate, yes, but those gaps are much, much smaller than what they were a few laps ago. This is not over yet. It is going to be a fight to the line, but we're on lap 12 of 18 right now, and I think Mats Van Rooyen is just looking that little bit faster, and there, Edgar, he took a tighter line there into 9 and 10. He is just trying to put that cut right in the middle of the track.
United Kingdom have had a very successful year in direct drive and OK-based FIA categories. They took the European Championship in seniors in the shape of Joe Turney. They took the World Championship, of course, in the shape of Ethan Jeff Hall. They also took the junior title in the shape of Kenzo Craigie. Can George Edgar add his name to the list of long achievements for British drivers in international karting in 2024? Mats Van Rooyen doesn't want that to happen. He wants the first gold for the Netherlands. The Netherlands, such strength in depth in their karting ranks for many a year, but they haven't had a medal before in the FIA Motorsport Games. Zulfikari is still there as well. Do not count out the Turkey driver. Bosco Arias now up to 4th place. I was about to say Bosco Arias needs a big effort, and he has put in a big effort. He's just gone purple through sector number 1. What has he got in sector number 2? It's good pace. Don't count out Arias. He's there. He's in that danger zone for Van Rooyen and Iskender Sulfikari. That if they start fighting, Anthony, 0.9 of a gap. Well, that's to the leader. 0.6 is the gap from 3rd to 4th. Arias is going to pounce if these three start fighting.
Oh, he certainly will. And again, I'm just keeping an eye on Zulfikari as well here, because you're seeing the gap now starting to extend a little bit between Edgar and Van Rooyen. This is going to mean he's going to go for the move. He is going to go for the move. That brings Arias straight back into play, and it releases Edgar and the United Kingdom in the front by even more now. But Zulfikari had to do that. Yeah. But, he's going to fight it back. This is going to cost them. This is going to cost them the gold if they continue fighting like this. But now it's Van Rooyen back into second place. Zulfikari under pressure from Arias. Spain is back on the scene and back fighting for a bronze medal here in the FIA Motorsport Games in Sprint Junior. Into the final chicane. The race lead now. They cross the line. The gap, 0.6 of a second. That is the gap. What is going to happen? Are they going to close in? The sector times there indicates that, well, they are running a little bit faster behind. That's the interesting thing. Yet the gaps, and because these overtakes, they're just losing out on time on each other. It's not what they want to do. And look at that, Krayling, DETRO, Samalat, they're all there. They're all right back in this.
They are indeed. The battle for the silver. Oh, that's a very close moment. And through goes Sulfikari. Sulfikari on Van Rooyen. I'd be interested in another little look at that one. Arias wasn't able to take advantage. Sulfikari back up to second place, back into the silver medal position. 3 laps to go. I know he can't hear me, but George Edgar, do not tighten up now. Your lead is 1 second with 3 laps to go. Here goes Arias. Arias down the inside, takes bronze medal position away from the Netherlands and Mats Van Rooyen. What a race we're having here in Sprint Junior, and Krayling's on the scene again. In comes Salomao for Brazil. It's round 2 between the German and the Brazilian side by side out of turn 6 through 7 and 8. The Trojan's still there as well. This is turning into one of the races of the year. Krayling steps down the inside. Van Rooyen's fading. Van Rooyen's fading. The hopes for the Netherlands of a first medal in kart sprint events of the FIA Motorsport Games that was in their hands. They were in silver medal position for so long. 2 more laps to go, Anthony Jordan. It's looking tough for Van Rooyen to see if he can get back up in this top 3.
It certainly is. It's such a shame to see it. He was so quick at the start of this one. But again, it's just that disheartening thing. And Krayling again is going to go defensive, is going to keep Salomao from Brazil at bay, and of course that will keep everyone else slowing down. Van Rooyen, who's there, of course, DETRO, Kowalczyk, who's able to close back in. Mariano Lopez, we didn't speak much about him, of course. He's up now 15 positions. He's inside the top 10 for Peru. What a drive. He has got the Peruvian gold medal gesture from last time out in 2022 under him. But there, down the inside, Salomao from Brazil gets up into P4, gets past Krayling, as out is Australia. And Riley Harrison, I think, has had a moment with Portugal's Martin Menendez. Unfortunately, I think they've come together out on track, and both of them are tumbling down the order. But back on this one, the fight's not over. Zulfikari and Bosco Arias, a line astern here. Change for second place. Not quite yet on this final lap.
Oh, really good on the brakes there was Zulfikari for holding on to this silver medal position. George Edgar, 7th on the grid. He's built through the course of the weekend so far. He checks over his shoulder coming out of turn number 6. The gap is still holding at just under a second. Arias is desperate to repeat the silver medal that Spain got in the endurance yesterday. Turkey trying to take their first medal here at the Aspar circuit of the weekend. Are they closing in on George Edgar? George Edgar finding the pace, finding the grip. 3-4 corners to go. What a win this is going to be for George Edgar, continuing the success of United Kingdom drivers in 2024 in karting. George Edgar wins gold! Gold for the United Kingdom! What a drive! He wins by a second. Iskender Solfikari takes silver for Turkey, and Bosco Arias.
These games, the second in the history of the games. George Edgar does it for Team UK. Iskender Solfikari of Turkey claims silver. Bosco Arias in his home country claims a bronze medal, but remember, is under investigation. Don't forget. Ian Kraling of